Today, we explore a question that bridges two worlds, the ancient and the modern. Can Buddhism and science truly coexist? Can the timeless teachings of the Buddha harmonize with the discoveries of modern physics, neuroscience, and psychology? For centuries, religion and science have often been seen as opposites, one based on faith, the other on evidence. But Buddhism is different. It doesn't ask us to believe blindly. It invites us to observe, to test, to experience truth directly. In this episode, we will look deeply at how Buddhist wisdom and modern science complement one another, from the nature of the mind to the structure of reality to the mystery of consciousness itself. Take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin this hour-long reflection together. When we look at the teachings of the Buddha more than 2,500 years ago, we find a spirit very similar to that of a scientist. The Buddha did not claim divine authority. He said, "Ihi passiko," come and see for yourself. He encouraged inquiry, not belief. He said, do not believe something simply because it is written in Scripture. Test it in your own experience. This attitude of questioning, observing, and verifying lies at the heart of both Buddhism and science. In the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha tells a group of villagers not to believe something just because their teachers say it, or because it has been handed down by tradition. Instead, he says, investigate. If it leads to peace, wisdom, and compassion, then accept it as true. That is a scientific approach to spirituality. While science uses tools like telescopes and microscopes, Buddhism uses a different instrument, the mind itself. Meditation is a laboratory for consciousness. When we sit quietly, observe thoughts, and study the nature of perception, we are performing a kind of inner science. Both science and Buddhism, in their purest forms, share a common goal: to uncover truth through direct experience. Modern physics tells us that matter is not solid. Atoms are mostly empty space. Particles flicker in and out of existence, held together by invisible fields of energy. The deeper scientists look, the less they find anything permanent or separate. This sounds remarkably similar to the Buddhist teaching of shunyata, emptiness. In Buddhism, emptiness doesn't mean nothing exists. It means that all things exist interdependently, arising because of causes and conditions without a fixed or separate essence. The cup you drink from is not truly a cup. It is clay, water, fire, human effort, all combined temporarily. Modern physics shows the same thing. A table seems solid, but it's a dance of particles. Time and space themselves are fluid, interconnected. So, when science says everything is energy, and Buddhism says everything is interdependent, they are, perhaps, describing the same truth from different languages. As the Dalai Lama once said, if scientific analysis were to conclusively demonstrate certain claims in Buddhism to be false, then we must accept the findings of science and abandon those claims. That humility, that openness to evidence, is why Buddhism and science can walk hand in hand. Now let's explore the greatest mystery of all, the mind. Science can measure the brain, its neurons, synapses, and chemicals. But Buddhism explores something deeper, the experience of consciousness itself. Modern neuroscience has begun to discover what meditators have known for centuries, that training the mind changes the brain. Through MRI studies, scientists have found that long-term meditators show changes in brain regions related to compassion, attention, and emotional balance. The amygdala, the center of fear, becomes calmer. The prefrontal cortex, the seat of wisdom and focus, becomes stronger. In other words, meditation is not just a spiritual practice. It is neuroplastic training. Buddhism goes even further. It teaches that the mind is not a single thing. It is a flow of momentary events, each arising and passing away. Just as science finds that atoms flicker in and out of existence, Buddhism observes that thoughts do the same. So while science studies consciousness from the outside, Buddhism studies it from the inside. Together, they offer a more complete understanding of what we are. Both science and Buddhism agree on one thing: everything changes. In physics, this is the law of entropy. In Buddhism, it is anicca, impermanence. Stars are born, shine for millions of years, and then collapse into dust. So do human lives. So do our emotions, our thoughts, our identities. Impermanence is not something to fear. It is what allows growth, renewal, and transformation. Even the universe itself, scientists tell us, is expanding. Galaxies move apart, matter transforms, energy shifts. In Buddhism, this eternal movement is called samsara, the cycle of arising and passing away. And yet, behind this flow, there is awareness, the quiet witness, the knowing mind. This is what meditation helps us touch, the stillness beyond change. Science tells us what is, but Buddhism helps us decide what should be. Science can build powerful technologies, but Buddhism reminds us to use them with compassion. Science can explain how the brain works, but Buddhism teaches how to use it wisely. The Dalai Lama often says, "My religion is kindness." If science gives us knowledge, Buddhism gives us direction. When combined, they can create a future guided by wisdom and compassion, not just intelligence. Imagine a world where scientific education included mindfulness, where innovation was rooted in empathy, where medicine healed both body and mind. That is where Buddhism and science truly coexist, in service of all beings. So, can Buddhism and science coexist? Not only can they already do. Both search for truth through observation and experience. Both evolve through questioning. And both, in their deepest essence, lead to understanding the interconnected web of life. When science looks outward into the cosmos and Buddhism looks inward into the mind, they meet in the same silence, the same mystery. Take a deep breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your body. In this moment, you are both the observer and the observed. This is the meeting point of Buddhism and science, the meeting point of wisdom and wonder. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May your heart be calm, your mind clear, and your curiosity alive. Until next time, be mindful, be kind, and keep exploring.